Hello, we're live. Been a while.
I don't know. Am I live?
No, you're Memorex.
A lot of times I feel like I'm dead.
So it's been a while since we've been on live. It's
Wow.
late July. We haven't done an investigation yet. Shit happens, life
Thought
happens.
we were going to do one today, but yeah, someone chickened out because of the alleged rat.
I should never listen to them people. I wasn't listening to Google because Google's never right. But I was listening to the Spectrum One news and watching the radar, and it looked like it was going to be worse than what it was. Okay,
I don't think it's done yet.
I don't
No,
know.
it's
It's
got.
been quiet,
It's supposed to come in. It's supposed to come in again after 9 o'clock.
so. But other than that, that's one that we can easily get back to. In 2 weeks, it's going to be fun though. 2 weeks we're going out to Minnesota.
Yeah.
We're gonna investigate and talk about Peppy. And no, that's not anybody's pet or some cartoon character.
Pepe the Pew?
Peppy the pig.
Pepe the Pew?
Peppa the pig.
No, this is the lake monster in Lake Pepin. And Lake Pepin, and for all you that don't know, is one of the four lakes that sits on the Mississippi River.
Isn't that the biggest one?
Yep, it's the largest lake. So deepest and the largest. So, and there's been something, and I'm not going to say what, but it's been heard and talked about all the way over in Scotland where the Loch Ness Monster is. It's been talked about all the way over there. And this is supposedly, Wisconsin's very own Nessie. Okay. But considering that
Messy.
the Mississippi goes all the way out to the ocean, okay, and we don't know if there's any underwater caves in Pepin for sure. It could be almost anything. You know, I mean, if somebody's never seen a shark before and a bull shark comes up the Mississippi River that far, because they can go from salt water to fresh water, it's just a possibility. You know, it's one of those things. But I think it's going to be a fun trip. So we'll have to wait and see. And then we'll have to go the following weekend back to Ascalon State Park. And we got to be careful about that because we still haven't got our tickets for the year. And it's kind of late to do that now when summer's almost over with. Like those season passes for the state parks.
Vehicle registrations.
Yeah, vehicle registrations.
Well, we don't have to drive in there. We can park. They have that parking area up at the front.
I actually.
Walk out there.
So, I don't know. I sent that link.
Actually, with Ascalon State Park, their parking area is the area that you would need the registration at. Because they don't have
no.
Through.
No.
Well,
we parked in that spot that's out by the road. They've got a
I thought they had a guest
they have an area for people to park that don't have the
but it's like time. You can only be there for a short time limit. I don't know.
Because that's where we parked the last time we were out there.
I know we parked there last time without a permit.
Yeah, without a permit, and if the cop would have came by, we would have a ticket.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, what?
I don't think so because I thought we
Nobody got it.
were safe because there was more than us just parking there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you have.
let's not argue about the ticket thing. We're not even there yet. We didn't even go there. Anyway, so the main thing we decided to do is before well, not before, but this year we're going to try to expand so that we can do more investigations. So we're recruiting members. So if you want to be a member of our paranormal group and possibly our podcast when after you go out on investigations with us, just drop us a line through Facebook. You know, send us a message through Facebook and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. You know, and we're not looking to make everything. We don't create answers. We don't find nothing. What you see is what what you see is what we saw. You see exactly what we saw. You know, you hear just what we hear. We don't make nothing up and then edit it in. My phone's going off.
Your phone going off.
Yeah. So I don't know what more we can add to that. What more can we add to that? What are we looking for? I mean, they should be interested in the paranormal.
Looking for people that aren't going to bring drama.
Yeah, don't bring your own drama. You got to be open minded, you know, and you can't expect that, going out the first time, we're going to have something happen. It just don't work that way.
It never does.
I mean, how many locations have we been through and it just was like nothing? I mean, some of the things you can chalk up and mark up and possibly, but nothing really major in some of those places at first. And then, you go back a second time or a third time and then all of a sudden shit starts happening. Maybe. It don't always work that way. It's not exact science. I can say it's fun. We've had fun. Met a lot of interesting people. Saw some cool places.
Yeah.
Had some cool shit happen. Had some real boring times. Nothing happened, but still, you never know. It's not something that's going to be predictable. You can't predict when this shit's going to happen. Oh. Anyway. So what else we got? Mark, you falling
I
asleep?
don't know. I'm not falling asleep.
Dale is. I sent him a link.
I don't know why you think I'm falling asleep. I'm not falling asleep. I'm letting you talk.
Hold on a second. You keep
I know.
talking for a minute.
I know that we're supposed to. We're supposed to be going out into Michigan, on I think December 2nd.
I'm not sure.
Janet Ramsey and the crew.
It all depends upon the cost. For us, at least.
What do you mean the cost?
The tickets are $83 a piece. That's $166 per couple.
Okay. Well, like I said, then you guys are gonna have to talk with Janet because we're supposed to be out there as part of it, not as people just coming in. So that's why I was saying, you know,
So are we going to have a table out there then?
I don't know. That's the thing. We gotta talk to her about that and find out because I'm supposed to be doing tarot cards for them.
Yeah. You're doing the tarot readings, but we're not doing anything, which would mean that we'd probably have to pay for the tickets.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. So, I don't know what's going to be next, but I know we got to get in gear and we're going to be getting in gear, but it'd be nice if we had a couple of more people on our team to cover when things get a little clusterfuck.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to have an extra set of eyes and ears either when you got a couple of old men. I mean, you're going senile over there and forgetting things.
Hey, whatever, dude. Talk about yourself all you want.
And it wouldn't help if they had a special gift that they could explore while checking out new exciting locations.
Let's see.
Oh, we got the peanut gallery again. She got to put her.
Yeah, I know. We got a peanut gallery.
So, I know the Lake Pepin thing's on our list because that's going to come up in 2 weeks.
Apple Fest.
I know we'll be in Apple Fest. We got to finish that registration here soon. Pay for
I
that.
thought you guys already got
No,
that
she
We
got-
registration.
had to wait for the paperwork.
We waited for that paperwork. You saw when I got it, and now we got it in a digital format. We'll get it sent off and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then we got, then I know we've got, I know we got to go back to Astalon before it's done.
Yeah.
Next weekend we're busy.
No, we haven't been to Devil's Playground yet. It's on the list. Been to Devil's Punch Bowl, though. That was an interesting
Where's Devil's
place.
Playground again?
I forgot. I'd have to look it up. So why don't you look it up?
I did watch the documentary earlier today on Amazon.
About what?
It was called the Bray Road Beast.
Yeah,
It was a little over an hour.
little over an hour.
They had Linda Godfrey on it. They had Jay Bashir. I can't pronounce his last name correctly.
Yeah, I know. I know who you're talking about.
And it had Lee. And they were talking about Lee's property.
Devil's
Yeah.
Playground is in the Mojave Desert.
She said it was in the Weird Wisconsin book.
Okay, hold on.
Which is
Oh,
The
Leeson.
weird
In Beloit.
Wisconsin.
it's in Beloit.
The weird Wisconsin book's got Joe in it.
No way, that's not it. That's
Well, look in the book. It's right down there.
Yeah, look in the book.
It's got an index and a glossary and everything, so you should be easy to find.
Now, I don't know why I'm getting wagged.
Because
Charter's probably screwing up.
apparently, because you don't like the internet don't like you.
Nope, it doesn't. It's weird. I get lag every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dale ever pop in?
Not yet.
I got pictures I want to show him.
Devil's Playground is not in there.
Devil's Punch Bowl is.
No, it's not. Not in the weird Wisconsin.
Well, then Ashley, you're wrong. It's not in that book.
Ashley, who?
Oh shit.
Your stepdaughter, his daughter. That Ashley.
Yeah, that Ashley.
Oh,
What he said. So,
Hell's Playground. Not Devil's Playground. Hell's Playground.
okay.
Who are?
Broadhead.
Rodhead. It's not Devil's Playground. It's Hell's Playground.
Well, I know when it gets colder, and I'm not going to give a whole lot away because I don't want to make promises and stuff. But I do know that when it gets colder, we go back to the talk show format and having guests. We're going to have a nice starting lineup. You know,
That'd be good.
I mean, some people that, yes, we've had on our show before, but they've got a lot of new and interesting stuff to tell us. And then at the same time, there's some people I've met just being out and about because you've been so busy working and so on and so forth, and the shit that's been happening, blah, 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 blah. That
Yep.
when I made some connections and I got some people that said they'd come on, and I think they would be some very interesting people to talk to. There was some psychics I talked to, some people that were into spiritualists. Blah. You get the picture.
Talking
And
to psychotics again? Oh.
and then you got a few that were like paranormal investigators and stuff. That weren't even from Wisconsin. You know.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. So we'll have to see how it plays out, I guess. But we got a short bucket list here coming up. We got a couple of months left maybe to be out investigating. We got to take advantage of it. So far, it doesn't look like we're going to do anything but register for a table and vendor table at the Milwaukee thing this year. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 'cause we don't have a lot of material to be presenting.
Yeah, we haven't done a lot this year. It's because shit's happened, life's happened. We can talk about it several different ways, but just put it simply, life happened. You know.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're gonna get back at it. I mean, we got this plan for 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, this one we had what was it planned once before, back during the Iowa trips when we went to Iowa. Remember when we went to Iowa? What happened? Oh, we're gonna play it by ear, and we ended up not a hotel fucking booked within miles.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey Nick. So we didn't get to this guy to talk to him, and then I think the second time something was planned. Um, he had some major surgery, so we couldn't get to him either. But unfortunately, this time his boat got sold. If we could have got to him a couple months ago, we could have taken the tour too. But who knows? I don't know if there's any other tour boats down there or not. We'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah.
we should be close enough to film from shore, Lake Pepin. Don't know if we'll get nothing. That's not a guarantee. I mean, we don't even know. I'm not going to tell you what it is because we don't know what it is. Nobody really knows for sure what's out there in Lake Pepin.
Sturgeon.
It could be. I mean, that's what I think. That seriously.
That's what a lot of lake monsters or river monsters are mistaken as. They're sturgeon. And that's what
I'm
people
not
see.
I'm not so sure about Pepe though. I'm, but I am sure that that's what's happening in Lake Mendota. With
Yeah.
Bozo. I think that's what they think. I think that's what Bozo is. I think.
Well, Pepe could actually be
Oh, here we
river
go.
dolphin.
Welcome to the show, Dale. How you doing?
Hi, Dale.
Okay, how you doing?
Good to
Not
see
too
you.
bad. Not too bad.
How was your trip?
Amazing.
Yeah, it looked like you had a blast. That's one of
Yeah.
the pictures behind you, isn't it, from your trip?
That's Hadrian's Wall.
And that was from this trip you just took to the UK?
Yeah, that was up in the northern part of England. That was a wall that was put up like in 224 AD or something.
Wow.
It's really, really old.
It looks like it's kind of from an older era, built similar to what a castle wall would be built.
Yeah, that was supposedly trying to keep the English out of Scotland, but it didn't work so well.
No. Well, not if you follow some of the history.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Yeah, Dale, I got some pictures I was going to show you, and I wanted to ask your opinion on them.
Sure.
I give you a little rundown on it. One of my coworkers, she lives in the New England states. I think she's in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Or no, not Massachusetts. Maryland. Sorry, in Maryland. Her daughter just bought a house recently, and they were doing some renovation on it, and they were checking the insulation in the crawl space up top and everything, and they found this box that had some stuff in it. And one of the things is what I'm about to show you that she sent pictures of. So, right, I'm gonna bring them up. That's the first of the pictures.
Okay.
I mean, if you need me to get any closer, I could try. But
It's all rusted too.
yeah, but what does it look like to you, Dale?
Oh, it looks like a sword.
A sword?
You talking about the black thing?
Yeah, this thing right here.
Yeah, yeah. To me, it looks like a sword with a hilt.
Okay. I'll get in on it a little bit more. Can you see this area pretty good?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Does it still look like a sword?
No, not with the little hole in the hilt
This
right here.
over here?
Yeah.
Now this looks like that eyepiece that would fit on a that would make it fit on a belt, like a metal holder on a belt.
Okay.
Just you gotta realize too, I'm looking at it a little bit, larger aspect. Here it is from another side. This is the other side of it. You see this? This is all a scabbard here. There's sheath. Right.
Well, maybe now it looks like a scabbard.
It looks like the tip is busted.
Looks like what?
A scabbard.
tips busted off.
Here's a different angle at it. And then you got this part here that's open.
Okay.
See how that end's open and everything, and then you got this again. And then you got this part. I think this is a hanger. I think it's a little clip to hang.
Right.
It
Okay.
should be one more.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
what does it look like to you?
That looks like a German bayonet, World War One.
A World War One German bayonet?
Yeah.
They found this. They found this in a crawl space, the upper crawl space in the house.
Okay. You can tell on any German bayonet on the hilt, they should have numbers and or letters and symbols. I have a 1914 German sawback bayonet that it's got a serrated edge on one side. So when you stuck it into somebody, you would pull out, his flesh too on top of it.
Yeah.
It was a pretty gruesome thing. And I have a scabbard very similar that looks like it's bent up on one side.
Wow.
Yeah, it'd make a very rough cut so that it'd be
So
hard
this-
for anybody to stitch you up.
You don't think this would date back any further? Having this here, this open here,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this would be something that would have been for more like a musket. To have the push rod open on the bottom, so this would actually fit over with the push rod here.
That looks like it might be something that would, like a bayonet that would affix to the front of a weapon.
Right. Your musket.
Yeah. Well, it could be a musket, a rifle, anything. If I could locate mine real fast, I'd show you what mine looks like. Mine looks pretty similar, except the blade is different on one side than on the other, but the scabbard looks very, very similar, and it's from 1914.
Okay. Well, I
know that for a fact because on the hilt there's a 4, which basically says for 14. There's a little crown, which meant that was Kaiser Wilhelm, and there was another mark on there that there was 3 marks on there. I don't remember what the third mark was.
Oh, I didn't realize it got that close.
Yeah. But on the hilt of that sword, there should be marks, and there should be somewhere on that thing right there. There should be a number
here
and or letters or both, indicating when it was made.
I don't see any of the markings. I don't
Well,
have any.
The markings would be like, on the top of the hilt.
Oh, along here?
I don't have a pointer. I don't think I can't see my
probably
Along here?
Yeah, that's what it would probably be.
You'd probably have to see it in person.
Yeah,
Probably, or she'd need to take some better photographs of it.
yeah.
That might help too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I when she told me about it, I told her to send me pictures, and I'd show them to you and see what you thought.
Yeah. I mean, that looks very similar to like my bayonet and scabbard, and which dates back to the First World War.
Let's see.
See, the blade on that is very shiny, so I'm wondering if they shined it up, because you're not supposed to do that. Actually, if you do, it actually increases the value of it.
It almost,
It almost looks like they tried to sharpen it.
it looks. You could see some kind of like brushings in there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of like stuff where it was used. You can see the markings, but up in that area,
Up in here you can see it, and down here you can see it.
Yeah.
It does. It looks like they tried sharpening it.
Yeah.
Well, give me a second here. Let me see if I can find mine real quick. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I had a trip for us to take.
A what?
Trip for us to take.
Oh yeah, what's that?
There's
Well, tell me later. In a minute.
Show
Hey,
us
Matt.
9 different.
If you're still there, you can follow the link and join us if you'd like.
There's like 9 different places. But yeah, Hell's Playground in Broadhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereabouts in
That's
Broadhead is that?
where 2 kids and a woman were murdered.
Okay, hold on. Whereabouts in Broadhead?
It's a playground.
I know, but whereabouts?
Actually, it's in Avon. Hell's Playground is located in Avon, Wisconsin.
Avon, Wisconsin.
Neighboring towns such
That's
as
where the Avon lady was born. Her mom and dad didn't have anything original. They couldn't come up with an original name because they lived in Avon. They said, okay, we'll name her Avon.
You originally said Broadhead. Now
I
you're saying Avon.
Hold on.
You know how
Avon's
far?
probably a little suburb of Broadhead.
No, it's not.
The book says Broadhead.
See, the book says Broadhead. Then you get to the chapter and it says Avon.
No. When I'm looking online, it says one of them says whatever.
Avon or Avalon?
It's in Broadhead. It's at a playground in Broadhead itself.
It's at a playground in Broadhead.
Well, there's
All right,
not very
go on
many
with the story.
playgrounds.
Go on with the story. Hold on. Go on with the story. Something about a mother.
2 children and an adult were murdered on the grounds of this otherwise unnoteworthy playground. Since their gruesome slaughter, the playground has been said to be the site of a number of strange phenomena. At night, the sounds of children at play can be heard even when no children are present. The swings move back and forth by themselves even when there is no wind to speak of. Worse, strange growling noises are often reported. It's said that the area near the slide is particularly cursed as one of the deceased children was murdered upon it.
Putnam Park.
So the growling would probably be hellhounds.
Yep. And it's actually at a park.
It's at a park, a playground park
Right. The only one I see here
in Broadhead.
in Broadhead is Putnam Park.
That's it then.
And Broadhead Municipal Pool. And there is a veterans. There's a veterans memorial.
Hold the process.
Actually, that book is wrong.
Okay,
Quit getting loud. You're very loud.
it's wrong.
Okay, it's on South Nelson Road, which is in the township of Avon, Wisconsin.
South Nelson Road.
Highway 11 south from Broadhead. Turn left on Highway 81 east. Take a right on South Nelson Road. After passing West Carroll Road on the left, you will come to a small bridge that crosses over the Sugar River. A few feet before you reach the bridge, you will see a small path on the left-hand side that goes into the woods. According to sources, this path will lead to Hell's Playground. The bad news is, it's at least a 2-mile hike.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Okay.
here's mine. You can see where it's got. Let's see if I can.
Actually, can't see it that well. Bring it up.
You see where it's got that little thing right there? That little.
You got to back it up a little bit because it's fading into your
Green
screen.
screen.
Yeah, I see that. I see that little notch.
Okay, and
It looks very similar.
see it's got this serrated edge
I
over
can see
here.
that. Yep, I can see that.
And if you look on the hilt, me see if I can find it again here.
Uh-oh. I think we lost sound from you, Dale. We lost the sound, Joe.
I can't do nothing. It's got to be at his end. We lost sound, Dale.
Can you hear us, Dale? Because we lost your sound, bud.
He's not muted on StreamYard. I don't know what it is.
Now he's hitting the mute and stuff. No, now it's the.
Nope.
That is so weird how that happens. It's muted. Now it's unmuted, but I still don't hear you. I don't know what's going on. Did it turn your mic off? Go in your settings down there and see if it turned your mic off.
You might have to totally log out and come back in.
Well, if he has to, he has to.
You might have to totally log out.
No,
Back
still
in.
don't hear you, but yep, there he goes.
Bingo. That's I'm just,
All right, so she said.
that really sounds like an interesting adventure.
Well, she said you go out of town and then turn on 81.
What was that? Oh,
Take Highway 11 south. Turn left on Highway 81. East.
Okay.
Take a right on South Nelson Road after passing West Carroll Road.
Wait. South, narrow south. There's South Avon Store Road. Okay, here's South Nelson Road.
So you take a right on that.
You take a right on that.
Yep.
Okay.
You will come to a small bridge that crosses over Sugar River.
Nelson Road boat ramp. There's a small bridge right there.
and that
It
should be
crosses
Sugar
over.
River.
Okay, that should be Sugar River. Now, a few feet before you reach the bridge, there should be a small path on the left-hand side that goes into the woods. Now, on the other side of the bridge is Sugar River County Park.
And on the other side of the bridge, you have Nelson Road boat ramp.
It's one of those places we're just going to have to go and explore. Plain and simple. You know, I'll never forget the time that I got so scared that we rolled up the windows and locked the fucking car, and we didn't even have air conditioning in the car. We went out looking for, remember that house we were looking for that was in the middle of the woods? It was like a witch's
There.
house.
Yeah.
This is that right here. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
This is your area.
Maybe it doesn't
And
show
here's
up.
a little path.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
a little path right here. And here's a boat ramp right here.
There's got to be a park in there somewhere.
There's no park in here.
Maybe you don't see it on that map. We'll have to go check it out. They can do some more research.
Actually, Where you're looking is far too south. It's before that bridge, not after it.
I'm looking right at the bridge right here. It's right here is the bridge. All right. So here's a little leg that goes here into this, and then this is all like swampy shit over here.
Hold on.
And then there's a little cutoff right here that looks like it's got a little section here.
So when you're looking at it before the bridge, there is a little path that comes off of it going to the one side. Where it looks like a
this
road
right
start.
here? Like that right there?
She can't see you. She's sitting on the opposite side of the monitor. We'll look later.
Does it go off to the left or to the right?
We'll have to do some research.
Well, if you're the way I'm looking at it, it's off to the right. But where I'm looking at it, I have the bridge down to the south of it.
So you got the bridge to the bottom of it, but it goes off the little section
But
you're looking at goes to the right.
The little road the little path that I'm talking about goes off to the right.
Yeah, I see it. I'm looking right at it.
I bet you that's where it is. So if you walk in,
but you said it's a 2 mile hike.
yeah.
I don't see no 2 mile worth of walking.
We'll have to go look. Although I don't know if my legs can handle 2 miles.
Oh.
I mean, in my prime, I'd be able to do.
You know what? I think we hear Dale again.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can hear you now.
Yeah, I turned my virtual background off. Maybe that was causing it. I don't know.
That could have been.
But anyway, this is the one I have. Okay, it's a little bit different, little thing here. But I actually got a couple of marks actually in the scabbard itself. When I pull this out, you can see how it's got a serrated edge over here.
Yeah, it does look similar. That one does look similar to that.
This is from 1916, so this is World War I. It's a German razorback bayonet. My aunt gave that to me from my uncle. My uncle obviously wasn't old enough for World War I. He was born in 1913, so he was only 3 years old. So it had to be his father who probably was in that war. My grandfather.
Yeah, probably.
Where they got that, I don't know. I tried to figure out what this thing is worth, and nobody wants to give me more than about $75 for it. So I just said I'll keep it. But you can see that. You can see that little thing right there, which is very similar to what was on yours. Can you see that right there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it on my face there. You know.
Yep.
And it doesn't have any other really markings on it.
I'll use this one.
But
Oops.
it's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy little thing.
Looks like it'd be.
Yeah, they look pretty cool. I actually like the way bayonets look. They're
Now that we got you here, though, wait, what was I gotta ask? What was Loch Ness like? Being out there.
Well, it was. It's commercialized, unfortunately, now, because they got Castle Urquhart right there, and when years ago you used to be able to go right up to the loch, do whatever you want, go to the castle without no fee. Everything is a fee. Everywhere you go, pretty much in England,
That kind of
castle, it's either owned by the British Trust, the English Trust, somebody's trust, so that they're, you got to pay to get in, which I think is, I guess that's how they take care of it. But anyway, it's the bluest water I've ever seen. It's crystal clear, clean water, not like here in the United States where everything's damn polluted and everything. I mean, it is literally blue water. Now, I don't know if I can actually show you some pictures on my end. I tried that before on StreamYard, and I was having a bit of an issue with trying to figure out how to share my screen here. But I do have pictures on my Facebook page that we were using when I was on another show using StreamYard, and they were using my Facebook page to show some pictures of Loch Ness and the castle and other places. I know there's a way of doing it, but I'm just not really that savvy on StreamYard. I know how to do it on Zoom, but I can't figure out how to do it on StreamYard. I know you got to go into present, and then you share the screen or something.
Yeah. It's been a while for us.
But I could actually, if you want, I can actually show a quick, about 10-second, 15-second video you guys might be interested in. You want to see that real quick?
What video? What?
Here, it'll be a surprise.
Hey, Dale.
It's from my trip.
Dale.
Yeah.
If you wanted, I could walk you through how to do the share.
Okay. Well, I'll show you the video file because it actually pulls up real quick. So this is actually big. This is actually Big Ben.
All right.
Holy cow.
Hi, dude.
Oh, you got timing.
Time to 12 o'clock.
It was 12. It was high noon there. It was 6 o'clock in the morning here.
Yep. I mean, it was so cool that we were able to time it. We weren't happened to be there. We weren't timing it or anything. But you know how the beginning, when each hour they'll go dun 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 dun, and then it strikes the bell, and I couldn't get my video recorder ready in enough time to hear the beginning, and I actually probably missed like one toll, so it actually sounds like it's 11 o'clock, but it's actually 12 noon. And I mean, we were right next to it. I mean, I was there in 85. I was across the Thames in 85, so when I heard it, it didn't sound as loud, but I'm right there, and it was really, really cool because we had just we were on our way to see Westminster Abbey, and we were going past it, and I go, wait a second, it's going to toll. So I had to get that, and it was so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Well,
Okay,
we're going.
You're going to walk me through how to do this, you said?
Okay, if you want to share pictures, what you do is you go into your picture file, you bring them up on your picture viewer. That's on your computer in a different frame. What do you use for picture viewer?
Usually,
Does it come up in?
What do you call it? It's through Microsoft.
Windows Media Player?
Yeah, video player, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Media Player.
Media.
All right. So go into your pictures file and click. Just like double click the picture you want. It'll bring it up on a different window.
Okay.
Okay. Once you have it up, the bar at the bottom says present or present.
Yeah.
You click on present, and then in the very bottom selection will be screen share or share screen. And when you click on that, the box will come up and it'll give you choices. You can go to your Windows file if you've got a window open, if it's like media player, and it should give you your media player. And then you click on that. And then I'm not sure if it'll bring it up like it did the video, so we add it. But that should work for you.
Okay. I'm going to try one from Loch Ness here to show you Loch Ness.
Before we get off the Loch Ness thing, Dale, we're
Yeah.
in 2 weeks. We're going to, where is that?
Lake City, Minnesota.
Lake City, Minnesota. We're going to meet with the riverboat captain. Well, he used to be a riverboat captain. Unfortunately, he just sold the riverboat recently. But we're going to go meet with him in Minnesota. And he was a riverboat captain on Lake Pepin, where Wisconsin's version of the Loch Ness Monster supposedly is.
Can you see that?
Whoops.
Yep. Yeah, as long as Joe quit clicking buttons over there.
Listen, been a while. I'm not used to you having control over there.
Can you see the Loch Ness on your screen?
Yeah. Yeah, it's up here for all of us.
I mean, just
Now-
look at how blue that
now-
water is.
That's gorgeous. I
Now,
wouldn't
for
want to go
you-
swimming in it.
Yeah,
It's
as you
usually
see,
cold, isn't it? Isn't that like really cold?
It is.
Around?
It is very cold. It's like 50-something degrees.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm not an
it's
extreme
glacier
swimmer.
water.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I think it's glacier water.
Yeah. Let's see here.
So, what do you think it is that they're seeing?
I
You
don't
got-
know. I
do you have any
really don't
opinions?
know. I mean, a lot of people. Here's a good picture I can share with you here. Let's see here. Got to go back and forth here a little bit.
I've seen a lot of the pictures, and I was following his trip while he was out there.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of his posts too.
How about that one? There you go. That's the Castle Urquhart, that old ruined castle right along the
Yep.
Loch Ness. And you can see the beautiful water there. I mean, it's just gorgeous out there.
And when you walk up to the water and look down at it, it's crystal clear.
It is. It is.
But how come they say sometimes when you're watching those documentaries that it's so murky and dark?
I don't know. I don't know where, unless it maybe a storm or something stirred it up or something. But I mean, when we were there, I mean, it was just blue.
I mean, do you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of these documentaries, and they say, "Oh, it's all murky and dark, and we can't see very well," and blah 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 blah. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. Maybe they do that for the Hollywood effect, for ratings, to make it sound worse than what it is.
Could be.
I don't know.
Could very well be.
Or more mysterious. That would be the word. Why they do that, to make it sound more mysterious than what it is. You don't find that too often. How far do you think you could see down under the water? How clear was it?
I mean, we got up right close to the shore, but I mean, it wasn't like we couldn't really tell how deep we could see. Now, here's a picture of me in my Tintagel castle, putting my feet in the Atlantic Ocean, and you can see the expression on my face. I mean, it's like 53 degrees.
Whew,
And
that's cold.
my two friends that were with me, they said, "Well, we got to try that." I said, "Well, if you're going to try it, I'm going to try it too." So, I took my shoes and socks off, and I'll tell you, every time it washed up on the shore, it went up to my knees.
Wow.
It was cold. It was really cold. But I mean, I had a great time out there. I actually went into the Hellfire Caves, which was investigated by the crew from Most Haunted. You guys ever watched that show?
I've heard about it, but I don't recall if I ever really watched it.
Yeah, it's England's version of Ghost Hunters.
Oh,
pretty much because
cool.
it was on for 14 seasons.
Wow.
That's a nice long time.
And I had a real treat basically when I went there. My friend Paul, who's my friend in the UK, that he's also a member of my group, by the way. He set it up where I was able to actually see and meet with the co-host of the show, and there he is. That's Karen O'Keefe, who was on the show.
Wow.
And I was hoping to meet with Yvette Fielding, which happened to be my Facebook friend, but unfortunately, they couldn't get a hold of her. And this guy's been a fan of mine since 1991, when we took that very famous photograph at Bachelor's Grove with the lady sitting on the tombstone. He said that he'd been following me ever since that time, and he's been a big fan of mine. And I've been a big fan of the show, for many, many years. So that's just before we went down into the caves, and it was an amazing place. I was trying to do a live Facebook down there, but unfortunately, you go in a cave, you got no signal. No signal at all.
Dead.
So I shot a video going in and out. So I'm going to eventually post that video up on
I'm to watch for that one.
Yeah. But we did a live Facebook at Stonehenge. We were there at Stonehenge. That was an amazing place. I've been there a couple times. I was there in '85, but then in '88, for some reason, we ended up arriving at Stonehenge on the day of the summer solstice. Which
that's the awesome part.
That is, but it's also you couldn't even find
June 21st.
I mean,
June 21st.
Yeah, it was June 21st. Yeah, and all the Druids were out there, and all the pagans were out there, and all the people were doing their thing. And the driver of the bus says, "There's Stonehenge." As we're driving past, we couldn't stop. Now, luckily, I had seen it in '85, so I wasn't really disappointed. But we did go there and got some really, really, truly amazing pictures. Let me see if I can pull one of the better pictures up here real quick. I don't want to take control of your feed here, guys. So if
that's okay. No.
If I'm doing too much, let me know. But
you got to talk about that one place you told me about that I asked you about.
What's that?
You got to talk about that one place. Tell Mark about that one place where you had to count the stones, and if you count them twice.
Oh yeah, what the heck?
I'll show you that one here. I'll show you that one as well.
I watched that. I watched that feed from there when you did that. I was like, "Whoa, this is a cool place."
There's me at the little selfie over there at the stone.
That's cool.
I mean, you could get really close to it. This is the closest you could probably get, which is probably about 25 feet. They won't let you go in.
How big those things are, that's pretty close.
Yeah, those things weigh 20, 30 tons.
Yep.
That's still amazing.
So you can't go up and touch the stones anymore.
No, I think you can. There is some special tours that you can do where you can go up there with a very small group and do it before the crowds get there, like really, really early in the morning. But I know that's pretty expensive to do. Let's see. I'll show you those rollright stones. That's the one you wanted to see. And I'll tell you what, when we counted them, can you believe it? I counted them 3 times and I couldn't get the same thing. I could not get the same amount every time I counted. Let me pull this up here real quick. Let's see here.
So where are they located?
They are located up in Northwestern England. I'd have to look at my itinerary because I don't remember exactly the town, but it's. I not only wanted to see spooky spots, but I wanted to see um, historic old ancient locations, and those are the rollright stones. Now you see there's a trail circle around the inner circle, and you go through there and you count the stones, and they say you can never count the same stones twice, and all three of us got different things every time we counted them. So maybe it's true. But the story behind this, the legend, is that these were a bunch of soldiers that were marching in, and some witch or warlock turned them into stone, so they are permanently there. Yeah, you see, it's a fairly decent sized circle, because that's me right there in the center.
But what did you say on that your little video that you had when you were out there? Say something about if you get the same number twice,
your wish will come true.
Yeah,
whatever you wish for. Of course,
yeah,
nobody ever gets.
there was another part of that legend.
Nobody ever gets their wish come true because nobody counts them the same number twice.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't believe anything's impossible.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the thing with that, I mean, you see, there's large. So you can see in here. There's kind of larger stones. Okay, you can see the larger stones. Am I zooming in? By the way.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Sure.
There are larger stones, and then you can see there's some smaller stones like in between here, and sometimes
there's like some are like look like they're one, but there's two there.
Right.
Because they're so close together.
Yeah,
that could be kind of confusing. I can see how that could happen easily.
Or they might be part of they might be say like this stone over here is big and you got a small one here. This could be part of this, but this could be like there could be like grass in between it or dirt, and it's actually part of this. So do you count that as one or you count that as two? You see, and that's where I think sometimes people get confused when they do that. So.
Yep, I can see how that works now. When you're zoomed in, you can see how one's a little bigger than the other. There's a little bit of space in between the two, but then it looks like they're attached at the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that would be kind of screwed up.
So you say those are located towards the north?
Yeah, they're towards the north, I believe. We were coming back down from Scotland, and we kind of ran into them. So I think they're up in that area.
There's Edinburgh. There's the Highlands.
I like legends like that, as long as I don't get cursed. You know.
Yeah, there's so many interesting places. We actually stopped at the very famous Enfield Poltergeist building where the Enfield Poltergeist case was. That's where you see those what looks like girls jumping out of bed. They thought they were levitating, and they spoke with a deep Cockney English language, and they were investigated by all different types of organizations, including Ed and Lorraine Warren, by that matter. But we got a chance to see the old house with what's still there. Obviously, there's people living in there, so we couldn't go in. But I mean, there was. We were trying to locate this one building called Bettisco Manor, and it's actually a screaming skull. In fact, it's one of Leonard Nimoy's In Search of episodes, In Search of Haunted Castles. If you Google that, it'll come up. The very first one will come up, and
I'll have to look that up.
Is a screaming skull that was put in. The skull was put on in a closet in the attic, and we found the place. The guy that was a kind of a caretaker would not let us see the skull. He would not even let us take a picture of the building. And so I was really kind of upset about that. I said, well, come on, just a building? I mean, people see the building all the time. I mean, what's the big thing about it? I mean, if it gets on the internet, then I'm going to be in trouble with the owners and all that. So, yeah, whatever. So, yeah.
All right. Hey, Dale. Now, those stones that the stone circle there, what did you say the name of them were?
The rollright stones.
I knew he'd be looking it up.
Row right?
Rollright. R-O, I think it's ROLRIGHT, or is it two L? It might be two L's. And
So
yeah,
it's roll right. Okay.
rollright. Yeah.
So how long were you over there?
And yes, I will be looking them up.
I was there for 3 weeks.
Wow.
I mean,
Only 3 weeks?
we spent a good
You,
portion in we
holy
went up to.
cow.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, you got a lot in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I
Talk
got
about a
over.
busy guy. When did you have time to sleep?
I got about 3,200 pictures, both on my digital camera and my phone, that I got to post up to Facebook. A lot of them are duplicates. Could we take several pictures to make sure we got a good picture? But some I won't put up the same thing. But I mean, we went into Greyfriars Kirkyard in Edinburgh. If you remember the very famous story of that Greyfriars Bobby, that dog that went to his master's grave for 16 years or 12 years or whatever it was after the master died, and he finally died. They got the marker there. The guy's grave is there and everything. And I wanted to see that. That was in Edinburgh. We saw the Blair Street vaults, which were underground passageways underneath the city that we got to see and take a tour. We got to see, here's something I think you guys are really going to like here. We got to see a mummified head inside of a church in St. Gregory's in Sudbury. And this thing was kind of gross, I'll tell you. I mean, we tried to get a really good picture of it. And I finally put my cell phone like right up against it. Right up against the glass, and I got a really, really good picture of it here.
Yeah, I got my fill of gross back during the fairs when they had all the freak shows and the side shows and stuff.
There you go. You can you can actually see some of his skin still on his nose. That's it. That's his tongue right there, and that's part of his ear. And he was an Archbishop of Canterbury. And he wasn't very popular because he was in favor of a poll tax, taxes on the not so rich. So he was praying in the White Tower, in the Tower of London, when they dragged him out into the square, beheaded him. His body, nobody knows where his body went, but his skull is actually in a pillar inside this church. And the first time we went there, the first day we went there, we couldn't get in because there was nobody there to open the place for us. So my friend Paul did not give up. So he said, I'm going to call the woman again, leave a message on her machine here, and see if we can get in. And sure enough, she called us back and she said, if you come back tomorrow, I'll let you in. And of course, we went back there. So there it is. It's actually in part of the wall. You can see it's. Oh,
okay, yeah.
There it is, and that thing that kind of like covers up. That kind of tells the story of what I kind of told you. And so we all got our pictures next to it, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, where else but England would you go into a cathedral and find a mummified head?
I don't know. That's just kind of strange. You wouldn't find that around here.
No.
That's for sure.
You wouldn't even find people buried inside in cathedrals, and you find them
all. You wouldn't catch me in a church.
Yeah.
You'd believe in spontaneous combustion in a hurry.
Yeah.
Now, if I went over there like you did, I'd have to take time out and just tour castles.
Oh yeah,
There's so many of them over there. And I'd have to start with the famous one that started the Dracula story, Vlad the Impaler.
Oh yeah.
You know, that that one I'd have to start with, but then I'd have to go through all those other ones. You know, my aunt did that. Oh man, she went over there. She was on. She never married, and she ended up with saving a lot of her money. So as she got older and built up more time off, she started taking trips to tour the castles. And the pictures she would come back with and the stories she'd tell us, oh my God, was so fascinating.
Yeah.
That is a big circle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's that?
So did you go over here to the Kingstone and check that out too?
Yeah, we went to the Kingstone over here, and then we went over to the far right. If you follow that trail that comes out of the Rollright Stone and follow it over past along the road, it'll end up over where they have another section. See that little other one right here?
Whispering Nights.
Yeah, and that's the King's. No, that's not the Kingstone. That's the
Whispering Nights.
Whispering Nights. Yeah, the Whispering Nights. And we went to all three of those places. Yeah. I mean, they're very easy to walk. I mean, one's across the street and the other one's just, you just got to follow that trail around there. And again, that Whispering Night is, again, supposedly a real knight that double crossed a witch or something. And because of that, he was turned to stone.
Wow. Like Medusa.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Maybe that's where the legend of Medusa came from.
No, I was watching something on mythology, like one of these things where they're talking about the gods and the demigods and all of that, and she was one of them. And
actually, Medusa was a beautiful maiden.
Yep.
And she was actually compared to the goddess Aphrodite, I believe. And Aphrodite, because of that, cursed her.
Yep. She got a curse put on her.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I believe it was Aphrodite that did it. So
there was another amazing place that we went to that Paul set up. In that same documentary of In Search of Haunted Castles, they talk about this place called the George Inn in London. And back in the 1970s, or I guess it was the late 70s, there was an investigator named Francis Hitching that went out there to investigate stories of this ghost of a cavalier that was dressed up like a cavalier down in the basement. And the wife of the owner kept seeing it. She goes, I'm not going down there anymore. So they called this investigator to come out. He basically locked himself in the basement all night, focused his video camera on this pillar. And then he said he later got this strange, anomalous, kind of wispy type of formation show up on there. And you can see that in that documentary. Now, I was surprised that they were going to let us in there, but lo and behold, they did. And there's the pillar behind me. Okay, you can see the black pillar the roof is being supported now by this thing though too, but it was back here where he focused his camera and he got this really strange kind of wispy white apparition, I guess you could call it, and I was amazed that we were able to get down there to take some pictures, at least, if nothing else. I was hoping to do an EVP session or shoot some video or something, but we didn't have the time because right after this, I had to go over and give a talk, a PowerPoint presentation at the very prestigious Ghost Club of England. So I'm actually wearing my you see my Ghost Club tie with the little ghost there, and that goes back to 1856. That organization. That's like 30 years before the British Society for Psychical Research and even the American Society for Psychical Research. I mean, it had people like Harry Price, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, and many other very famous ghost hunters and investigators. So I was really honored to be able to give a talk there. And they paid me for it. I mean, I would have done it for free,
That
but
was cool.
yeah,
I'd have done it for free too.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely, I would have done it for free.
So what was it like walking some of the streets that Jack the Ripper walked?
Uh, Strange. I mean, some of the places, unfortunately, don't look like they did back then. I mean, with change, so many, a couple.
Well, yeah, of course they have.
I'm sorry.
I said, of course they have.
Yeah,
They're not going to keep them looking the same.
and there was actually one place called Miller's Court. That street no longer even exists, where one of the Ripper victims was killed at, and that's gone. I mean, it doesn't even exist anymore, even on the street maps. It's been incorporated into a building. The building was built over that court, and so Miller's Court's not there anymore. But a lot of the other places, I mean, you can still find the location approximately where that took place, and you could even see the 10 Bells pub, which was a pub which was right on the edge where the Ripper did a lot of his killings and so forth. And it was initially called the 10 Bells pub, and then for a while they changed the name to the Jack the Ripper pub to try to get some people in there, and then they changed it back to the 10 Bells pub. So yeah, but we got a chance to go inside there. We stopped at a lot of pubs, and I'm not a drinker, but I always had like a half a pint. I wanted to try the local brewer out there. I had to see what it tastes like. And there was some interesting lagers and ales and so forth out there, and all different types. And I tried to stay away from American. I wanted to try, obviously just British beer pretty much. And there's interesting taste, a very interesting taste.
I didn't like beer to begin with, and I've tried all kinds of beer.
Yeah,
so I can do that. But I find the thing is, the Jack the Ripper case, they're still trying to solve that.
Yeah.
I keep seeing the new documentary. We think we solved the Jack the Ripper case.
Yeah.
Plumed hat and pantaloons reside in a
It's like some of them they'll never let die. And you're just never going to solve some of them. But they've got some of the most interesting history and stories over there.
Yeah. I think I might be able to play this. Let me see if it will allow me to play this or not. I'm not going to play the whole thing, obviously, but there is a video file. Let's see, how do I do this now? I guess I'd have to pull it up differently.
It's similar to the way you did the other one. You just bring it up.
Right.
Yeah, we all got to keep learning because StreamYard is evolving quite a bit. It's changed a little bit since the last time I logged into it. They've added this and that, and it's like, okay.
All right, let me see. Oops. Oops. Got two of them in there, I think.
plumed hat and pantaloons resides in, of all places, a wine.
I'm going to just forward it here to where
That was a very young Leonard Nimoy. Oh my God.
Much to my surprise, we have found something. I'd like to have a look at it. It's a very surprising image.
that's that pillar right there that I was at.
In just a few moments. Now, I was here at the time that this was taken, and I
Georgian.
myself. I think I was looking at the pillar at the time that it was there, but look, coming up on the screen is a most extraordinary something. What is it? A light? It may be. If it's a ghost, is that what a ghost?
It was something that manifested.
I think I was looking at the
Oh,
pillar
wow.
at the time, but there it is emerging on there. Nobody else was here, and it's not an earthly thing. It's nothing that could be created with a torch. It's got curious images which goes up like that. I think it's one of the most remarkable ghostly manifestations that
And it's
happen
moving
in my
in such
experience
a,
looking for them.
I
Whether
guess,
or not
unique
it's
way
something
is the only way to
that
describe
can be
it,
the
you know.
same ghost that's gone away now. Whether or not it's the
And
same
it
ghost to
just
say
disappears.
so. Whether it's
Wow.
Yeah, so basically that's the pillar that I was at. It looks a little bit different, obviously, because it doesn't have that, that support beam right there. And this is
So this other one you got up here, is it the same?
I'm sorry.
You got a second one that you had up here. Is that one the same
Yeah,
as the
that's the
first one?
same. That's the same one. I can remove that from the studio too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you that basically was where we were at. And Paul was able to get that arranged. I don't know how he did it, but he's got so many contacts in the UK, my friend. So he was able to get us to a lot of places that we I never thought I would ever see. In fact, we went to places where there were a lot of very famous, classic ghost photographs that were taken.
Wow.
I don't know if you ever saw the ghostly monk that was actually photographed on the tulip staircase in the Queen's house in Greenwich. Did you ever see that picture?
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember if I have or not.
Okay, I can pull that up
I've seen
real.
a lot.
I know where that is here. Let's see here. So we were able to get there. I mean, this is a place that's obviously it's open to the public and so forth. And this image. This is the one I'm going to show you that was taken in 1959 by the Reverend Hardy, and I'm sure when you see it, you'll recognize it. See that right here, that monk-like image.
I believe I have seen this one.
Yeah. Now the Reverend Hardy, there's actually a picture of him in a black and white photograph that shows how he was taking that photograph with him and his wife. And I mean, if there had been somebody, on the stairs at that time, you would think that they would have seen that. So let me show you how he took that picture, basically. I'm getting to be an old hat on this. Let's see here. So that's how he took the photograph. Okay, that's his wife standing there, and he took the camera and he put it against the door jamb, and he was focusing it up there, and then he got that strange image of that monk. Okay, so we went there, and of course, Dale had to put himself right in the spot where that monk, was photographed. So I got a kind of my representation of what that image would have looked like. Let's see here. No, that's not it. Let's see. I think it's
If there would have been actually anybody on the stairs, correct?
right. I mean, you think he would have seen if there was somebody on the stairs, obviously, and so. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So that's exactly where that photograph was taken. And it's kind of like this is how it looked like he was kind of going up with his one arm, like this one arm up here, and the other arm was kind of back here. This is what they call a tulip staircase. And we tried to talk to some of the people there about it, but everybody we talked to says, "Well, I don't know anything about it." yeah, yeah, yeah. They do that purposely because they don't want to
Of
perpetuate
course not.
any legends or ghost stories, because they want to preserve the history and nothing more. But that was the exact same location where that image was shot, pretty much in that position. You kind of one arm going up the banister, the other arm going back a little bit. So yeah, there were several others we wanted to see. We wanted to see the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall, but Raynham Hall is only open 4 days a year.
Wow.
So we were nowhere close to when it was open. So we thought we would at least be able to see the outside of the building, but then we kind of ran into some scheduling difficulties. We had to kind of put that one aside in lieu of better places that we were going to see. So there were a few others that like the Betisco Manor. These disembodied heads, and there's actually a disembodied hand actually in the Tower of London when you go in there, that I never saw before when I was there, and all the times that I had been there in the past, I had never seen that. But there's actually, as soon as you go into I think it's not Bloody Tower, but it's the very first tower that you go into when you go into the Tower of London. Uh, as you're coming in, basically on the right hand side, there's actually a hand, and I assume I assume it's not you know I assume it's real, but maybe it's not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just there to kind of freak people out. But I mean, let's see. Oops. What did I do here? Must have did something wrong here. Can't figure out what I did. Okay. Let's see if I can go back and put that back in here again.
Hey, while you were out there, did you go check out the cliffs of Dover?
No, we didn't get over there, unfortunately.
Because that would have been cool.
Yeah.
The White Cliffs of Dover.
Yeah, I'll never make it in my lifetime.
It's limestone.
I'm never going to make it overseas in my lifetime. I don't think I'm ever going to fly again, and you ain't getting me on the ocean in no fucking boat.
Yeah.
Because that'll be the time with my luck, Megalodon decides to come up out from wherever the depths he is and just swallow the boat whole.
There ain't no megalodons.
They said there was no what? How many times have they said somebody
There ain't no megalodons.
showed up on somebody's
such a wuss.
No, I'm not going anywhere
Being
near
such
the
a wuss.
I don't go anywhere near the ocean in a boat. Nope. Not gonna take a plane and fly over it either. I'm not kidding.
Nor am I. You're a wussy.
Besides that, I got too much here to see in the United States first. You know, I got a big bucket list. I'm not getting any younger.
So Dale, did you take the channel?
Yes, the tube.
You did. You went over. You went over to France and then back.
No, I didn't do that. We stayed in the UK, in England. Yeah, I don't know if I would have liked going underneath the English Channel in a train, because that's just about as going on a boat for me.
See? See? I'm not alone.
Oh, I
Oh
don't.
my God!
You won't catch me on a boat. I'm sorry.
See?
A boat?
There you go. I'm not the only
Really?
one. And I can
You
swim.
don't like boats?
And I can swim, unlike you, Mark. No.
I don't care. I can go out on a boat.
No.
If
I'll go out on a boat.
if I gotta drown, I gotta drown.
I'll go out on Lake Pepin on a boat. I'll go out on the Mississippi River on a boat. But you ain't getting me anywhere near an ocean on a boat. No way. There's too many things in that ocean that are bigger than we are. And bigger than some of the boats. I don't think so. All it takes is one of them suckers to bump into the boat or come up from underneath it and hit it. No,
What? You talking about a whale?
Sure, why not? Let's start there.
Well, I don't think I can show any more pictures right now because it says the browser has blocked your screen. Click the screen icon in your address bar to allow access, then reload the page. And I'm not sure how to do that.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it would do that.
Well, because I tried to get this something screen off of my screen here, and I hit block, and that I should have hit not.
So, what's next for you, Dale?
Well, we got some things going on this year that we're trying to do. We're going to go down to Indianapolis in August to do a meet and greet down there and investigate the Allison Mansion, and also the flight 853, Allegheny Flight 853, that collided with a small Beechcraft, and it literally disintegrated. There was no explosion; it disintegrated, and they actually found just body parts all over the place. In fact, pretty gruesome body parts. I was able to find some pretty gruesome photographs online of a person's foot still in the gym shoe, and just that in the field somewhere. So we're hoping to go out there and do that, and then we got some other places. I still want to go back to Flight 191 again this year. To investigate before they close off that area, because they're trying to build a new ramp to O'Hare Airport, and eventually they're going to probably close that up. So then there are some other places we're trying to get into. One's called the Brill Mansion. It's in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I've left numerous voicemails and emails, and nobody's getting back to me, so I don't know what's going on with that. It's open to the public. I can't figure out why they're not getting back. They do allow paranormal investigations. I know next year we're going to try to go to the Queen Mary and go out there for at least 4 days or so to California to see the Whaley House, the Alcatraz, go over to...
they have opened Alcatraz back up.
Now that they've done that, that is on my bucket list. Yeah. Now that I take the ride to go over there on that ferry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's not bad. Yeah. I'm not a big. I took a ferry in '85 when I was in England to the Isle of Wight. It's not that far. I mean,
we took the one that goes off over Lake Michigan.
No.
Or over there. Or no.
Wisconsin River.
Oh, it goes over the Wisconsin River.
Yeah.
There's one.
Merrimack Ferry.
Merrimack Ferry. That's it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
had to take that when my son got married to get to the hotel quicker.
Which
And
aisle was
also
that,
doing
Dale?
Gettysburg next year too, by the way.
What's that?
We're also doing Gettysburg again next year.
Well,
Because my friend Paul's coming from the UK.
Well,
he's
I
going to
would
spend
love to
weeks
go
at my
there.
house again.
yeah, me too.
To Gettysburg. So
I'd love to go down there for many reasons.
So
No.
you said from the UK you took a ferry to what isle?
the Isle of Wight.
Isle?
I think is Right. I believe is how you spell it. Right. Isle of Wight. That's where they had the very famous the talking mongoose. That was a mongoose that apparently talked and conversed with people, supposedly. There's also the very famous haunt of the Osborne House, which is the biggest building on the Isle. And we went there in '85 and were able to, snoop around a little bit with the tour.
How famous is that mongoose story?
Very famous, extremely famous. In
I
fact,
wonder if that was the basis for
Ricky Tikki Tavi?
yeah, for Ricky Tikki Tavi.
could
That
be.
very, very old cartoon that I grew up on.
Well, there's actually a book called Jeff, Jeff, just Jeff, and it's a whole book about the talking mongoose. We actually found Sylvia Schultz. I don't know if you know Sylvia Schultz, but she came with my traveling partner, and she actually found the book in one of the bookstores we went to, and she was looking for that. The only other similar story or paranormal instance of that, besides the talking mongoose, would have been the poltergeist in Enfield, Middlesex, England, about the girls apparently having these voices come through their throats, and they were talking and conversing.
I got Alfredo noodles and chicken
Cool.
and stuff.
I can smell them. I'll be there in a little bit.
Oh, you can smell yourself? Is that what you said? I can smell you all the way here. That's bad. So what's for dinner, Mark? What's for dinner that smells so good?
Alfredo.
Ooh.
Well, I was actually still trying to finish mine here. I had sloppy joes and
That sounds good too.
sloppy joes, peas, and some hash brown potatoes here.
Yeah, at least I made Alfredo.
Now I'm all hungry. I gotta go eat too.
You gonna make it?
I don't know. I thought you were.
You didn't ask me to.
Well, I'm asking you now.
Are you guys still
Well,
going to see the Lake Pippin monster?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
for
gonna
2
go out
weeks.
there 2 weeks from today.
Okay, so that's early August now?
August
August
5th.
5th. We're going to, where was it
Lake
again?
City, Minnesota.
Lake City, Minnesota.
Okay,
We got to be there by 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
okay.
So it's going to be a hell of a
Which
drive.
means we have to leave here, what, about 7 o'clock?
But at least they got a nice, new, comfortable ride to take it in. Did you see that pictures of that police squad car?
No,
We have a Ford Explorer, and it's a
Interceptor.
police interceptor vehicle, and it's still painted black and white.
okay.
So we get a lot of looks when we're driving down the interstate and stuff. It's even still got the red light inside, the dome light. Well, they've got a second switch so it can be switched to red, so that they can read and you won't really see that anybody's in there when they're sitting alongside the road. And then the spotlight, which Mark had to play with like a little child, is still attached.
So when you guys go out there to investigate this lake monster, you're going to go out in the water, right?
Well, I don't know if there's any tours left or not. We're going there to meet up with. Well, let's go offline so I can give you the details. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
you can give him the details. So I'm gonna go eat.
All right. So we'll see you later. Next time we get something new to say. And as it gets colder here in Wisconsin, we'll be back with the talk shows and many, many guests, new guests. Man, my trip was to Chicago was a blast. I made lots of connections.
Thanks for popping in with us, Dale.
Yes, thanks for popping in, Dale.
Oh, sure, anytime.
We're gonna have you back again to talk more about your trip.
I'm gonna go have my dinner now. She had to come up and bug me. So.
Yep. All right.
We'll talk to you later.
Enjoy, Mark. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Take care.